Okay, we're there. It says we're live, so let's do the countdown.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as usual, is my co-host, Joel Meyer. Joel, this game was over pretty much by the second period, but I know you got a big final to talk about over the weekend.
Yeah, it was a pretty ridiculous weekend in terms of sports, and we did see arguably the best final ever at Roland Garros in the French Open between Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. Man, I'm kicking myself because I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. I lay down on my couch, watched the warm-ups, and then I drift off back to sleep. And I only woke up after the third set. But that's when the business started. Oh my word. Those two sets, the fourth and the fifth, between Sinner and Alcaraz. Sinner had a 2-set lead there going into the third, which I did not see, as I mentioned. But he still had the match on his racket. Serving it out. But even before that, he had 3 match points with Alcaraz on his serve. And yeah, you could call it a choke, I guess, but I think it was more just the pure majesty of Carlos Alcaraz. He, like, when he gets cornered, he elevates to another level. He's like a rat backed in the corner, and he's just gonna fight with everything he's got. And yeah, that's when he plays his best tennis, when things are going sour and he's on the ropes, but he's never done. That's why he's almost unbeaten in 5-set matches. The only loss was to Berrettini 2 or 3 years ago. And yeah, this guy's just, he's too good. Like Jannik Sinner, I'm not going to blame him. I'm not going to fault him. I'm not going to call it a choke, even though he did have him up 2 sets to love. And then, like I said, the 3 championship points there in the 4th set. But no, he missed the one bad shot, I guess. Even that one was a narrow miss to end it. But no, it was more about the excellence of Carlos Alcaraz. It's hard to beat that. Like, when this guy is on his game, there's nobody better. And yeah, we lost our bets. And of course, we're a big Sinner fan. And in the 5th set, I was honestly reduced to tears. Like, I've cried over sports before, but not during the match, not during the game. Like, I cried over 2022 when the Avalanche won the Cup, after the game for sure. But watching that 5th set with Sinner coming back, like, I thought he was done. Like, I was betting Alcaraz, like, okay, Sinner is fucked. But he actually mustered the will and actually made a real set of it in that 5th, and I was just admiring the resilience. And that's why I had this argument with Beijing Wings, a longtime listener, about how tennis is really a noble sport. He thinks it's just because it's for the rich, whatever. But I think it's inherently noble for the purity of it. There's not a lot of luck involved. It's one guy going against another, and there's a lot of drama. There's the narrative. It's like it's theater, man. It's like a Shakespearean tragedy in the case of Sinner, for sure. It's always a comedy with Alcaraz. But no, like that 5th set was absolute poetry. I thought that Sinner was cooked, but he managed to find a way back into that one. He had a chance to win. He had Alcaraz. It was 30-15 there. I think it was when it was 6-5, and he had a chance for, if he had 2 more points, he could have ended it there. And I thought he was going to do it, but like I said, Alcaraz, when he's backed into a corner, he's a fucking cornered rat, and he's going to produce his best tennis, and that's what he did. He just absolutely slaughtered from then on. So full credit to Alcaraz. But you know what? We're going to get treated to a lot of this going forward. I'm going to be like, fuck plus EV. I'm just going to be full on Team Sinner from now on. Like, that's just my guy, okay? At some point, you have to you just back your guy instead of just looking at the money. And Sinner is my guy. Like, I don't know. That was absolute poetry. I loved every second that I watched. I wish I watched the whole match. Unfortunately, I was a bit conked, but those two sets that I did watch were, oh my word, the best in sport. The best.
Yeah, I mean, you've always been a Sinner guy. I mean, three tie breaks, two other sets were 6-4s. Like, that's as close as it gets. And I hope that 4-minute monologue on tennis after a Stanley Cup final game didn't turn any new listeners off. But I mean, that's what we talk about. That's what you at top. And yeah, you always say it's 1-on-1 and there's no clock. You have to win 3 sets. It's not like hockey where you go down 3 or 4 goals. You try to goon it up like the Oilers did and then do nothing else. No, you have to beat them. You can't just hold your lead, try to run the clock out, run the ball, whatever. You gotta win those 3 sets, and that's something that is definitely noble there about tennis. But complete opposite of that was the Oilers in the third period. Nothing noble about anything they did. Like, it's just that they had not got punched in the face yet, like they did in the playoffs, and not be able to answer back until tonight. Like, even against the Kings, when they went down, they came back on the scoreboard to either tie it, force overtime, whatever. That when they went down, they went down against Dallas, lost 6-3 because of those power play goals, but like they came right back. But this one, Oilers, Panthers, Brad Marchand gets the goal in the opening minute, and like just downhill from there for the Oilers. Just all Panthers, and this is this is what we saw last year. Panthers just a much better team. McDavid, Draisaitl kind of muted there a little bit, and just the depth of the Panthers, just in the discipline of the Oilers. Just the two big storylines of tonight's game, I think.
You're right. The Panthers, they made the Oilers play their game, and they suckered them right into it. Like, the Oilers are not gonna win versus the Panthers if they resort to this buffoonery, because even though the Panthers don't have the best power play, it doesn't matter if they have so many chances at it. And they just, more than that though, not just the power plays, they're just throwing them off their game. Like, they can't get any kind of momentum going if they're always on the penalty kill, if they're always thinking about how Marchand or Bennett are thrown off their game. Like, even Corey Perry, it's notable that he was the only guy who scored for the Oilers, because he's the one who could play that kind of game, right?
Yeah.
And so if the Panthers can make this a brawl, they're going to win. And the Oilers cannot make this a brawl. And the Panthers were able to do that today. I thought that they were excellent defending McDavid today. He was totally absent. Forcing another good game from him. Barkov, very good defensively. I thought it was clearly his best game of the series so far. Defensively, for sure. And yeah, it's the Oilers have to play their own game, because if they play the way that the Panthers play, they're gonna lose. And yeah, they made Bobrovsky look pretty good. So everything is going the Panthers' way right now, and it's gonna be tough to match that unless they find another level and manage to find a way to dictate the Oilers hockey, which they have done ever since the first 2 games against the Kings. Ryan is frozen. All right. I guess it's a solo Joel show for now. So I guess I could talk about the Canadian Open, where we watched Sammy Burns nearly pull it off against Ryan Fox in a playoff. He had a lead, and we were looking at Ryan Fox trying to catch him up and the 18th hole, but he did. He made a long putt there to force the playoff, which forced this kind of pillow fight between Ryan Fox and Sammy Burns. And in the end, Burns, maybe it was the layoff. Like, he went 2 hours before playing another shot, and that clearly affected him. I thought he did not play aggressively at all in the playoff, and Ryan Fox just fucking killed it. And yeah, that was a decent result for us. We were betting Fox, we bet Sammy Burns, so that was okay. Certainly a lot better than the time that Ryan or Nick Taylor killed us with that massive putt. on 18 a couple years ago to beat Tommy Fleetwood. I thought that Fleetwood had that one, but it was not to be. But this was a little better. Yeah, the I don't know. Ryan is fucked off, but I'm just going to keep talking about golf. I thought that Cameron Young was a total fade. Thankfully, that held true. He was the guy that would have killed us. He missed a couple of bad putts. He missed a terrible shot on 17. Ended up way to the rough. Somehow made par. To his credit, hit a great third shot to make that par on the 17th, but then just fucking failed on 18. So that was good for us as well. Yeah, Canadian Open was fun. We're going to look forward to the U.S. Open. I have no idea who I'm going to be betting yet. Maybe some Joaquin Niemann. He has not had tremendous success in the majors, but at a good number, I think that I'm looking at him, considering his success in the Live tournament. Yeah, maybe John Rahm. I haven't really looked at this at all, but yeah, we're looking at those guys for the golf. And what else did we watch? We watched some CFL. We watched the BC Lions after the Snoop Dogg show for the home opener in Vancouver. Great performance by Nathan Rourke, especially in the second half. Absolutely killed the Elks. Trey Ford was he played like Kyler Murray. Shout out to Gorgon. I think he was the one who came up with that comp that Trey Ford is the Kyler Murray of the CFL. And he showed that too. But Kyler Murray is at least good for a backdoor cover. But Trey Ford, horrible pick there in the fourth quarter just to seal the game for the Lions, which is very good for us. And yeah, it's been very good. Oh, and shout out to the Abbotsford Canucks. The Abbotsford Canucks in the AHL, the first ever championship for the Western Conference for the Abbotsford Canucks in the AHL. And they're going to the final to play the Charlotte Checkers, who are the farm team, the minor team for the Florida Panthers. So the Panthers continue to dominate on multiple fronts. They're looking like they're going to be good for a long time to come. Just goes to show their organizational success. My guy Hal saving the day. Neiman is 27-1 to win the U.S. Open. I like that. Yeah. In the 20s, I like that quite a bit. The guy can hit it. The guy is a baller, and I just need to see a little bit more success in these majors. But yeah, at a good number there. That's pretty good. Bryson, of course, should be in the mix. Ron, I'm looking at him. Once again, I haven't checked the odds, but yeah, Rory is a fade. I think that's pretty clear now after the Masters. Like he's just like coasting on that win, or maybe it's because his fucking driver doesn't work now after getting his driver disqualified at the PGA. So maybe he's just a total fade now. So I'm looking at Shane Lowry in the European, low European markets, or maybe low British, something like that. Yeah, because Lowry continues to be really good. He didn't have the best weekend at the Canadian Open, but I'm looking at him to perform. Yeah, 12-1 for Rom. Hal says that's a little lower than I want, but I'd still rather bet that than fucking Rory at 5-6-1, whatever he is now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just fucking talk about anything now as Ryan is dealing with some technical issues, but I think that he is
I'm back
now.
I
just wanted like a 5-minute spiel on golf.
It froze, and I checked YouTube to make sure it was still going. I saw I had a nice face on. It was frozen on me. And I kept listening. I was like, all right, Joel's talking golf. He can talk golf. They can go to Conn Smythe. I'm back. I tried a different browser. Didn't work. I just restarted my computer, though. That worked there pretty good. But yeah, tonight, Panthers just took it all over Panthers.
In the comments, highlight that one.
Do his best impression of the Oilers tonight there from Dave White Duck. Appreciate that there. Yes, just not sure what was happening there. Just a complete shit show on my end and on the Oilers end there. So that's fantastic there. Yeah, make sure you check out the SGPN app. We got the Stanley Cup, College Baseball World Series, NBA Finals all going on. You mentioned any NBA Finals yet during that 5 minutes?
I did not. No, I didn't get to that. If you had been gone for another 5 minutes, I would have thought about it. But no, I was talking to my sister through most of that game because the Thunder were just absolutely rolling. SGA is the boss, and I have no doubts whatsoever that the Thunder will win the series. We're back where we started. The They shouldn't have even won game one, the Pacers, but that's just their voodoo magic they get going on, and I don't expect that to continue. But let's go Thunder.
Let me try to share my screen because I did want to share this from Natural Stat Trick. They do like the red and blue in there are all just penalties and power plays. So the second period, mostly 5-on-5, but just like I don't know what flag that is, red, white, and blue, like across like that. But just I guess it's a French flag.
A little French
flags in there, yeah.
With the white too. I'm thinking more Austria, just red and white.
But that's a lot of penalties. I think the Panthers had like 16 minutes of power play time tonight. Just not gonna happen. And you know what? Thank God they didn't pour it on at the end because they could have got to our 10 goals in a game if they really wanted to.
Well, I don't have that bet personally because I don't have that market up. But for your sake, I'm cheering for you, and for the sake of listeners, apparently that's a very popular bet, which it should be considering how good it was.
We didn't have any puck buck bets for tonight. We both took that on the puck bucks. I had Barkov, Conn Smythe. That has lost a bunch of equity. Marchand, you have at 30-1. That's gained a bunch of equity, but we'll get to that here after we shout out our sponsors here. We have Edge Boost, the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, earn cashback rewards, 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And this is the last week to sign up and get a free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs to claim your free shirt. And of course, Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their stay. You'll get a limo ride from the airport, $5,000 tab for stadium swim, and a hotel stay for all 12 league mates. You can always get 15% off all the Circa properties with promo code SGP15. Enter the ultimate fantasy football contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. We have Mr. Magic here with a comment in the chat that reminded me of something I wanted to say before I disappeared earlier. He says, nobody likes the Panthers. But if you just had an average hockey fan watch this game, even watch this series so far and say, one of these teams is known as being dirty, the other one is known as playing skill, having good defense. Like everyone's like, all right, yeah, the Oilers are dirty. They're slashing people after the whistle. They're going after guys. At the end of the game there, like Connor Brown was holding Kachuk and like Ekholm Wallman was like swinging on him. Like the Panthers had a chance to go after Draisaitl and McDavid during that 4-on-4. They didn't. Like they're going after Bennett, going after Kachuk. It's just everyone hates the Panthers because you can't beat them. So they're a great hockey team, potentially on their way to being a dynasty. I mean, this is just an amazing 3 lines and 3 pairs they have. In the 4th line, getting in on it.
Right. You mentioned. Did you hear my spiel on the Charlotte Checkers?
I did not. No. Aren't they playing? You're playing your Canucks.
Yeah, the Abby Canucks, baby. So Thomas Trance is getting his airtime there. It's
I listened to the PDO cast over the weekend with Thomas Trance. It was pretty good. Of
course. Yes, I love Dim and Trance. It's not too nerdy, not too analytical. They do have a lot of excellent takes, which is, of course, informed by more important stats. But anyway, you're absolutely right. The Panthers, like I mentioned earlier, got the Oilers out of their game. And when they're out of their game, they don't know how to play the Panthers way. The Panthers are able to straddle that line between barbarity and civilization. And the Oilers, they want to be civilized. They're not capable of being barbarians because they can't cross that line. And they suffered for it today with all the dumb penalties that they took, like Evander Kane going back to the box. He had a great chance too on that 2-on-1, I think, and he just fucking missed the net in the first period. So he clearly showed his frustration. Like I mentioned earlier, Corey Perry, it's notable that he was the only one who scored for the Oilers because he's the only one capable of playing that kind of game. The Panthers are able to draw the Oilers out and force them to play in a brawl. Like the Oilers want to play the civilized game, but I thought that with the way that the Oilers played against the Knights, that they'd be more capable of playing that way with Trent Frederick in particular and Colson, the heavy hitter. But no, nobody plays that game like the Panthers do. So they're still the masters of drawing you out and making you play their way. So that's why the Oilers lost this one in particular. We mentioned a million times about how the Oilers lost their composure, especially after the first period. You know, you would expect the coach to maybe instill some discipline, maybe get some of that composure back, but they didn't. They didn't. They kept suffering. They scored the early goal in the second period, but they still didn't look like they were on the Panthers level. Panthers dominant performance. The goalie made all the right saves. Bobrovsky was tremendous today, and yeah, it's this is a typical Panthers victory, and there's not much more to say about that. They're just drawing Oilers out. It's a matter of we can get to like a Sun Tzu kind of thing. Like you want to play a team on your own territory. You want to have draw them into home field advantage in a more meaningful sense than just home ice advantage. Home field advantage, like playing them on your own field where you know the territory. Panthers know this territory of the brutal game. Oilers, they need to have these elite plays like we saw with that McDavid sick play in game 2 on that power play goal by Draisaitl. But yeah, without that, Panthers looking really good. But yeah, you brought up the odds here.
Well, I'll just say one more important thing for game 3 tonight that happened for me. Evan Bouchard, 9 more shots on goal to lead the team, lead the game by far. McDavid only had 2, so Bouchard's up to 24. McDavid's
what was
at,
your odds
13.
on most shots on goal for the series?
I got like 30 to 1, some 40 to 1s around there. So yeah, that's looking good out there as long as he doesn't get hurt. But even if he gets hurt, like he may not catch him. I was wary about him going on the road. He did shoot more on the road in the regular season than at home, but in the playoffs it wasn't the case. But he had 4 shots on goal in the first period. He had like a few shots in the first minute. Yeah, he's just all over the place there. But I do wonder if he's going to soon become like how you talk about Erik Karlsson. Just bet the overs when he's on the ice because his defense isn't great. And now he's with Darnell Nurse, who's possibly
that pairing is right. Like Ekholm's clearly not 100%.
Yeah.
Ideally, you'd have Bouchard with Ekholm, but you might as well just load up on the offense as long as Bouchard is playing like this. You just take the mistakes, right? It's like Kucherov or Pasternak. Like those guys do turn the puck over, but you'll settle for that when they're creating such elite plays offensively. And that's the same thing with Bouchard.
Yeah, and Jake Wallman, like we were singing his praises, and he just like he lost his mind tonight. He was spraying players with his water bottle.
Half the Oilers lost their
That's
mind.
a fine. Yeah. I mean, absolutely there.
It was like half the Oilers on the bench at the end of the third period.
Like
they have to play Draisaitl in garbage time.
Yeah, that was wild there. So we'll see how they come out in here. Game 4 on Thursday night. Got 2 nights off. After that, we got the Oilers plus 124, Panthers minus 148. We have 6.5 as the total again, over at even money, under at minus 120. The over barely got that there with the Evan Rodriguez 5-on-3 goal, I believe it was there on the power play late. But how are you feeling here for Thursday night?
Well, I think that the Panthers money line here is way too big. Minus 148. I know I was wrong about the Oilers money. I thought that would come in, but a lot of that had to do with Nugent Hopkins being questionable. I didn't know that he was going to miss the game, and he ended up playing anyway. I'm not sure what the actual closing line was, but Oilers got up to like plus 130 in the afternoon. I do expect once again some little bit of Oilers money because minus 148 is a little strong here for the Panthers, considering they are bigger favorites than the Oilers were in the first 2 games in Edmonton. That doesn't seem quite accurate to me, and I do expect a much better performance from the Oilers. You have to expect them to expect what the Panthers are going to do to them, and then if the coaching staff is worth their merit, I still like Paul Coffey, still like Chris Knoblauch as a coach, if not as a liar, as a human being, and telling the truth about the player information. But it's just too high, I think, for the Panthers. So if I'm looking to the side, it would be the Oilers. But once again, like the total over 6.5, I think we're still got to go with like that. Bobrovsky was excellent today. The Oilers had so many chances as well to crack a couple more in. And we talk about all the power plays that both teams had. Like clearly the refs are not afraid to blow the whistle So I do not expect that to change, at least for game 4. And we should see a lot more power plays, especially in the first period. Like, it's been a trend the first 3 games in this series where there's been like 4, 5, 6 penalties a game. It's almost to the point of being ridiculous. I mean, a few of them you have to call with the too many men and the always high stick and Kane shenanigans. So you could say that there was a bit of a dive by Marchand, I think it was. Just trying that high sticking penalty. Maybe you get anyway. Over 6.5, I think, is still the best bet for this series. Like, we're gonna see goals. Like, even today when Bobrovsky was on point and the Oilers got 1 goal, the Panthers still got 6, and a lot of that has to do with the Oilers' lack of discipline, giving the Panthers all these power play chances. I don't really see too much changing in that respect. So yeah, the over 6.5 is just the gift that keeps on giving in this series, considering how many chances we're seeing for both teams and how many power play opportunities we're seeing for both teams, especially in game 3. So yeah, especially now with game 4, both teams are gonna be fucking furious. Like, we saw finally our first fights of the playoffs. Like, we haven't seen any fights whatsoever in these whole playoffs, but we saw some proper brawls there in the third. So I expect that to carry on. Yeah, hopefully the Oilers' sake, they have better discipline and stay out of the box, but I wouldn't bet on that happening. So over 6.5. Let's see some more penalties. Let's see some more goals.
Yeah, I was thinking before tonight's game, and even maybe I guess for this game, that we might get a sneaky under at some point. It looked like we might get it tonight. If the Oilers, kept their heads on level, that would have been really sneaky. But like, I don't know. I kind of think the Oilers in Knobloch, or even just McDavid, Draisaitl, go in the dressing room and be like, get your fucking heads out of your asses. Stop taking penalties. We can beat this team on skill. Let's not drag down to their level. I think that's what they have to do in game 4 in Florida. So I think they, less penalties, more 5-on-5, tighter checking. And they've proven they can win, a 1-0 game in overtime against Vegas. They can win 2-1, 3-2 if they have to. So I'm not quite saying take the under as of yet, but I'm not going to be taking the over here, I don't think. I do wonder if they'll go back to Skinner. I imagine they will. Pickard played fine for what defense he had in front of him and how much the Panthers were trying there. But I think, we've just been seeing a bunch of high scoring games, 7, 9, and 7 goals. And Stanley Cup final eventually gets to the point where, maybe the referees even talk to the guys and like, hey, just cut this shit out. Like, we want to have a good series here or whatever. Once again, of course, the broadcast had to congratulate the officiating for how well of a job they did during that brawl for some reason, because they just let him go or whatever. But for game 4, I mean, you said it with the Oilers, plus 124. It's just too high. This is just like what I said in the first and second round, overreacting to one game. Yeah, the Panthers look like the much better team. Like they're gonna dominate here, but I don't think they should be this big a favorite. I imagine they'll keep getting the money. I don't know. The Nugent Hopkins thing does kind of scare me. He's definitely not 100%.
Totally absent. I barely noticed him at all.
Yeah, they're already without Hyman, which people kind of glossed over. Now no Nugent Hopkins. So like, he's either playing injured or he's out, and then maybe they sit him for a game and Jeff Skinner gets in there. But then again, you had the 2 days off, so they should be well rested. McDavid went to the dressing room at some point. We haven't mentioned yet, or at least I didn't when I was listening, when I was connected here. So maybe he's battling something now after that hit. Like, I just think we do see a sneaky under game at some point, and this could be it here. So yeah, Oilers in the under would be the way I would look right now in this one. Would also look for some McDavid props. No points tonight, only 2 shots on goal. He hasn't had back-to-back pointless games in these playoffs. He's only been held without a point 3 times now. So would see him getting back to, a point or 2 if it's a higher scoring game, or even if it's lower scoring. Like, that's who's going to score. Like, these bottom lines just aren't generating enough to beat Bobrovsky.
Yeah, the Nugent Hopkins thing is kind of massive considering they're already missing Hyman. So that the Oilers' depth just takes another big hit. Like, this is hockey, man. It's not NBA. Like, the best guys can't do fucking everything. They need some kind of depth. So without Hyman, without Nugent Hopkins at 70%? I don't know. He looked like 40% right now. And that's a massive blow for the Oilers, and the Panthers do. Even Reinhardt today, he missed that clear open chance to make it 2-1, 3-1.
Yeah.
But still, he got his goal with the 6th shot, and yeah, it's the Panthers' depth is clearly winning the day so far in this one. We've seen the magic of McDavid and Draisaitl, but there's only so much they can do on their own. And without Nugent Hopkins playing at an elite level, and without Hyman in the lineup, and Bouchard missing the net and just peppering Bobrovsky's stats, it's not ideal. But yeah, Panthers in clear control of the series, as the series price suggests.
Yeah, got Panthers here minus 260. I'm seeing minus 250 out there. I got Oilers at plus 215 as the best on the board. If you like the Panthers game 4, I think just take them, maybe on a spread, or just take them in game 4 if you like them in game 4. I'm not sure if there's any point to betting any of these index markets here. Maybe just the Panthers in 6. That's down to plus 230 though. Panthers in 5 plus 250. Should still get our 6 games, I think. I don't think the Oilers go home quietly here, but I feel like at this point you're just riding out whatever you have.
Right. I showed up at home just in time to watch the legendary Panthers anthem singers to sing the anthems, and thankfully it was actually pretty good on Paulo Costa. I'm not sure if that's the regular guy, but I know that I've watched a lot of Panthers anthem singers, and they were usually terrible, but that one was all right. And we got DJ Khaled in the house.
Yeah.
Another one. Shout out to Dilly in the Discord. He called that out. But the Panthers get scoring.
The NHL official Twitter account must have been in our chat there, because they also tweeted out DJ Khaled # another one right after Dilly said it there. Maybe they bring him back for game 4. Good luck charm there. I think Bam Adebayo is the name. I don't know. The Heat player was there banging the drum before the game as well.
Oh yeah, Bam Adebayo.
Yeah,
good for him. But fuck the Panthers culture. I love the team, but dude, they were doing the Blink 182, all the small.
I know. They
it's the Avs victory song. They're doing that when there's 5-1 for the Panthers in the third period. Get the fuck out of here. Come up with your own traditions. Throw some fucking rats on the ice instead. Were there any rats at the end of the game? I didn't notice.
Yes, Joel. Rats are a thing again. They shoot them all at Brad Marchand at the end of the game. There was a clip of them waiting for him to come off an interview. The rats are back though. But
I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear it.
Blink 182. Like what more? What else do you expect a bunch of white people from Florida to sing? Like Mr. Brightside, you put Mr. Brightside down there, like whatever generic song.
Come up with your own fucking song.
They were singing Country Roads as well. Like they're just playing all the classic
Caroline, all the generic ones.
Yeah, all that.
Fuck out of here.
But good point here from Hal. Fight in the series before it started was at 6-1. So I saw some people on Twitter hit that. Good for
they cast like 4 times over there in the third period.
Yeah.
Everyone was fighting. Kung Fu fighting, maybe that's just song.
All right, before we get into the exciting Conn Smythe discussion here, we are brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is going long for the NBA final with their extender bonus. Hop in game 1 and get the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. Sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. And, of course, we got Rhythm. They got the power trends, AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high return on investment. Think about a prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. We'll be. Get your 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And, of course, mybookie.ag is your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right. I got the Conn Smythe odds up here on the screen. I had the DraftKings odds up. They're pretty much in line with the best available, and this is what we use for our puck buck, so I'm going with that. Sam Bennett plus 175. He is plus 185 out there. McDavid plus 250. Marchand plus 400. Bob plus 450. He's as high as 6-1. Draisaitl 12-1, and then Barkov is 30-1 on DraftKings, 40-1 on BetMGM. Joel, I'm pretty well covered if any of these 5 Panthers win the Conn Smythe. But how are you feeling about your positions? Are you adding any?
I'm hedging the fuck. I'm hedging the fuck, man. So I'm looking really good. Marchand would be a massive win. Barkov would be biggest, but he's down at 31. Bennett would be pretty good. But Bobrovsky, I have nothing on him. But I'm starting to think that he is alive.
I thought he might. I thought he might get the shutout tonight. He's up to a 916 save percentage there. He has the 3 shutouts, 2.15 goals against, and yeah, he is live. But do you think he's only live because the other guys are so spread out?
Exactly. That's exactly right. Like nobody is carrying the day. Like the whole logic behind betting Barkov is that he's the captain. He's getting all this intangible love. Like he does all the defensive stuff. And now he's not doing anything. He has 0 points through the first 3 games. So we're losing traction there. And so now it comes down to total narratives. Like Bennett has the goal scoring stuff, and he's got the record for most playoff goals on the road in the playoffs, which is crucial. And I understand why he's getting bet, but at plus 175, that's pretty ridiculous at this point. I think I do not think that that is accurate. But I've been saying for a while, like I didn't think that Bennett would continue his goal scoring, but he has, to his credit. It's just like he has like what more than half of his goals he scored all regular season now in the playoffs now.
Yeah.
But Bobrovsky, he's been absolutely killing it. He's been better this year than he was in last year's playoffs, to his credit. I thought that the Oilers would be a little better scoring against him, but even when they were scoring 3-4 goals on it was 4 and then 3, right? 7 goals against or 8 goals against, and then 1 today.
Yeah.
But it's Bobrovsky plus 450 is not a great bet. But I'm looking at my positions with all the Panthers stuff and all these guys coming down. Like Marchand would be like fucking massive win with all the crazy numbers I got on him. 150 1, 100-1. Yeah. Biggest bet was 75-1. So now I'm just like considering my own portfolio, and I might have to fucking bet Bobrovsky despite how much I've counseled against betting him this entire past 2 rounds. So that's my own position. I'm not sure if that's a great bet at this moment, but I'm certainly not betting Bennett at plus 175. That seems too short. Marchand plus 400 is too short. Like these things are so volatile. Like the live market's way to go. Mm-hmm. If you have access to those books, then you just wait for somebody to score and then you bet and trade out of it as you will. So it's tough to call at this point, but things are getting a little bit more crystallized because I do think that the winner will be one of those 4 guys. Well, pretty clearly now: Barkov, Bobrovsky, Bennett, Marchand, all the 4 Bs, as it were. The Panthers guy. It's been a fucking adventure. Panthers Conn Smythe. It's been fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's also kind of stressful because things change on a dime. With this team and all the narratives swirling around them. I do think Marchand is the best narrative going for him, followed by Bob. But Bennett's goal scoring record here is hard to deny. And of course, Barkov has the acumen of being this elite defensive player. Oh, shout out. Finally got my Barkov Selke bets in. Thankfully, the Carberry bet cashed right away, but the one book took like a fucking week to cash before the Selke bet came in. It was just plus 275, but still, I was pissed off about that. Yeah. Anyway, right now it's hard to call. It's managing my own portfolio. I'm gonna have to hedge with Bobrovsky because he is fucking dealing right now. Like he's doing a lot better against the Oilers than I thought he would. So I gotta admit my wrong once again. But at this point, it's call me stupid, but it's still Barkov, right? 30-1.
It's
Things change on an instant.
it's so volatile, and it's the narrative. We're betting on what people are gonna think and want to say. So we have much like the weekend, we have two very important off days here to be like, all right, what are people talking about in terms of Conn Smythe? Who's getting the credit? All these national podcasts. I know Greg Wyshynski, who does the Conn Smythe Watch, he's going to be on with Merrick this week, so I'm excited to listen to that, see what's being talked about, see what's being out there. But yep, 30-1 for Barkov. It's just too long. It really is just too long. He had no points tonight, but he helped set up the
Marchand
one.
Was 30-1. He scored a goal. Now he's 4-1. That just goes to show how quickly it changes.
People love him now, though. People love him now. But yeah, Barkov was on the ice for 2 goals. Had the tertiary assist on the power play goal. Made the play to create the turnover on the goal by Luosterainen. He's not scoring points, shots. But he's okay. Now Bennett has 20 points, but then Verhaeghe 19, Marchand, Chuck 18, Barkov 17. Yeah, it's tough. It's really how much people weigh the Stanley Cup final versus the entire playoffs. And if Bennett keeps scoring, he's at 14. I mean, the most in the modern era. Hyman last year had 16. Ovechkin and Crosby have both had 15. Scheifele had 14 back in 2018. But if Bennett gets up to 15, 16 goals, even if they're empty netters, people just look at that, and I don't think him being a dirty player or whatever is really going to hold him back that much if he gets 16, 17 goals somehow. He's just getting incredible chances, and he's finishing on them, but he should not be plus 175. I like McDavid here, plus 250. I think tonight showed Draisaitl had no shots, may have had a shot late, but it showed that when the Oilers lose, Draisaitl is just invisible. He's just not doing much. McDavid at least having some chances, setting up chances. So he wins if the Oilers win the cup. And it's a 2-1 series. It's still very much winnable for Edmonton, as we saw last year. But Bob plus 450. I wouldn't recommend betting unless you're in a situation like you are, where you have other positions at longer and you just want to guarantee some profit. If you're coming in virginal here, Barkov 30-1 would probably be the way to go. We're going down with the ship here. We're going down with the Barkov ship.
I'm not. No.
No. We're both going to be good either way. But as a podcast right now, we're saying, what's the best bet? Barkov 30-1. Yeah.
Yes, I still think that's the best bet.
Yeah, exactly.
Just entirely. Of course, all this stuff, we're fucking nuts here. We're nerds with the Conn Smythe market, so we gotta manage our shit. So it's tough to recommend bets when we also have to be mindful of our own positions, but I still think that 30-1 there for Barkov is the best bet of the top 6 guys there, and everyone else I think are done.
There's Verhaeghe 75, Kachuk 100-1. He's not looking as good as he was in the conference final. Reinhardt,
they could have an elite game, they're still not going to catch up to the others.
I mean, Verhaeghe, if anything, but 75-1. He's 7 goals. Marchand has 8. Bennett has 14.
Nobody's talking about him.
So no. So if you're a casual listening to us for one of the first times, and most casuals want long shot bets, take Barkov 30-1. If you've been listening, you have Barkov, have great prices. You know what to do. But the Conn Smythe market.
Marchand and Bennett have great prices.
Well, absolutely. I'm not trying to jinx that too soon here. We should be covered either way. I might end up getting some McDavid at plus 250 in there because he can go off at any time. But I might push my luck because I say that and I think that, and then leading up to the game, I'm like, the Panthers are just so good and they're just going to win tonight at home. So, that's
what are the odds for the series? For their plus
215. 215 for the series. McDavid's plus 250. I don't think Draisaitl wins it. That's just
no. It's looking less likely for sure. Yeah. But McDavid, that little injury scare, maybe could be something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Conn Smythe there. Anything else worth discussing? The no game to have 10 goals.
One more game down.
That's been moving. There's only maybe just 2 games left. Hopefully, hopefully we get Panthers in 6.
I need 6 games.
Get our 6 games in. No high scoring games. But yeah, Panthers 260 for the series. I'm realizing I'm clicking around on a different screen. Oilers 215. Panthers in 6 plus 230. Just yeah, we'll see what happens there on Thursday night. I'm considering, depending on what happens, going live Wednesday for like a props Conn Smythe show. Not sure what you're up to. I know you're off, but we can discuss that potentially if we.
When's the Thunder game? Tomorrow or Wednesday?
I don't fucking know. That's Wednesday at 8:30. But we'd go before that anyway.
Yeah. All right. So maybe I'll be down. Talk some shit. U.S. Open stuff. Like I spitballed today, but I should have some more good stuff on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll see there if we go live Wednesday. Make sure you keep an eye on the Twitter, on the socials. I am most likely going to be joining the flagship show on Tuesday around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Keep a lookout for that. Again, excited to talk some Stanley Cups and Conn Smythe. Maybe we'll have more deeper insight after having some post-game stuff to read there. Do we have any puck buck bets? Like, I know it's not very exciting. I know it's not exciting not making any bets, but
nah, give me just small bets. Give me the Oilers plus 124, 10 puck bucks.
Oilers.
We gotta get something for the fans.
124,
bullshit
10 puck bucks.
Nothing. And the Oilers over 6.5 even money, 10 puck bucks. One of those gotta win. We make profit, or at least break even.
I'm gonna take. I don't fucking know. give me the Panthers puck line. I'll go against you. Panthers.
Let's go! Finally a war.
Game 4. What's that at? That's at 170. I'll put big 10 puck buckaroos on that one.
Buckaroos. All right.
All right. Make sure you're subscribed. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, all that good stuff. Joel, any final parting shots? Thank you very much for tap dancing there for a good 5 minutes while
I'm never doing a fucking solo show. That was fucking tough as fuck.
It's brutal, right? It's brutal. You gotta have like stuff on the screen. You gotta have like different topics and shit.
Maybe if I was prepared, it'd be a little different, but no, that was rough. Just talking bullshit about the Canadian Open.
Yeah, at least you had your tennis, you had your golf, you had your stuff to go to there. Right. Any closing words before we close it out?
Nah, man, I'm just enjoying the hell out of the series. Not the best game in game 3, but we've been spoiled through the first 2 games, so we deserved a bit of a downer.
Yeah. All right. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. Get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. We'll keep you up to date on a potential Wednesday show. And I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Marnie. Finally shouting out the fucking Vancouverite who is honking his horn when the Panthers won today. Not all of us are fucking Oilers trade.